My lords, it's a great pleasure to follow the noble Lady Baroness Donaghy, to welcome the noble Lady Baroness Chapman, and to associate myself with the comments of the noble Lord Wigley, particularly on animal welfare. The operation to which he referred is called mulesing, and it is barbaric. I thank the noble Lord Howe for securing this debate and commend the noble Lord Langsley's call for the UK to get behind the New Zealand Agreement on Climate Change, Trade and Sustainability. In my 3 minutes, 3 points. In 2018, CHOGM, specifically in the Declaration on Commonwealth Connectivity Agenda for Trade and Investment, agreed to make trade, quote, more inclusive by encouraging the participation of women and youth in business activities, by taking a gender-responsive approach to the development of trade policy, increasing opportunities for women to trade internationally, and breaking down gender barriers, close quote. Can I ask the noble Lord the Minister what measures the government is taking to promote that agenda? In the same year, the Commonwealth announced a memorandum of understanding with the United Nations Office for South-South Cooperation. What's the UK doing to promote that? Coming to my second issue, which again is approaching trade through a fair trade rather than a free trade lens, building on the concerns expressed by the Right Reverend Prelate, the Lord Bishop of St Albans, given the huge problem with the global scale of low levels of corporation tax being paid, we've recently heard in the last couple of days US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen saying they will be pushing to raise above the 15% floor rate agreed as a minimum rate by 130 countries for corporation tax last week. Now, if we look at members of the Commonwealth, one that stands out here particularly is Mauritius, a middle-income country, in many ways a success story, but also a tax haven that's allowed global companies to siphon millions of tax dollars, particularly away from low-income African nations, including other Commonwealth members. Is the government going to seek to encourage the Commonwealth to be a positive actor for tax justice, stopping the parasitism of multinational companies that afflicts the whole world, particularly the world's poorest nations? And finally, my third point on plastics. I wish to draw the attention of Minister to an excellent international trade working paper titled Plastic Production and Trade in Small States and SIDS, The Shift Towards a Circular Economy, which is a Commonwealth international trade working paper. It talks about how plastics, mostly produced and consumed in the global north, are actually having huge negative impacts on ocean-based sectors and on small nations, including many Commonwealth members, in areas particularly such as tourism and fisheries. That report says there need to be coherent trade policies to ensure that those countries can protect themselves, can indeed be part of the solution, not just be suffering from the problem. What is the government doing to promote that agenda?